Do you love stories about families that stick together through thick and thin, caring unconditionally for one another? If so, this story is not for you. You may have seen supportive and loving families, but the Willoughbys have a completely different story. They have isolated themselves from the modern world, living in their old-fashioned home. And yes, it's actually old-fashioned. Their legacy of tradition, creativity, and courage has been passed down from generation to generation, just like their unique facial hair, except in the current generation. As much as this couple loves each other, they despise the presence of anyone else, even their own children. A few months after their marriage, Tim was born into this world.
I am your father, and that sweet woman that you insulted with your rude birth is mother.
He was the unluckiest child, receiving parents with no love left for him.
If you need love, I beg of you find it elsewhere. Thank you.
Poor Tim also had siblings to take care of. His younger sister Jane, who loves singing, and the twin brothers, both named Barnaby. The twins may seem weird, but they are total geniuses and love inventing things. Together, the siblings are barely surviving the unfortunate life of being neglected by their parents. Their parents refuse to send them to school or let them follow their passions. They don't even provide basic necessities like enough food or clothes. The poor Barnaby twins take turns wearing a sweater when they're cold. Every night, the Willoughby kids starve while waiting for scraps. Desperate, they beg Tim to do something about dinner. Poor Tim asks his selfish parents for food, but they don't care. While they scold Tim, Jane seizes the opportunity to steal the meatloaf. Furious, the parents blame Tim and lock him in the dark coal bin, something he has endured many times before, simply for asking for the basic necessities of life. Sitting on a pile of coal, Tim flips through the family album, longing for parents like the old Willoughbys, great scientists and philosophers who, most importantly, used to eat together as a family. Unfortunately, the Willoughbys' situation is about to get even worse. A stranger leaves a suspicious box at their doorstep. The Barnaby twins and Jane sneak out to see what's inside. Jane, an avid reader of fantasy books, believes it may contain a magical creature, but it turns out to be something even more problematic. Tim hears his siblings screaming and rushes through the chimney to the library. Something is crawling among the books, with Jane trying to catch it. The worst-case scenario has come true. It's a baby girl. Their parents despise children, and they will punish the Willoughbys for bringing another one into the house. Tim warns Jane to get rid of the baby immediately, but she refuses.
Give it to Jane! You know our parents hate children, and babies are the most childish children of all!
Well, I love her, and nobody's gonna take her away from me.
While they argue, the baby sneaks away into the corridor, wreaking havoc throughout the house. She eventually stumbles into the living room, where their parents spot her. Enraged, they decide on a cruel punishment. The Willoughby children are kicked out of the house.
You eat our food, sleep in our coal bin, and now you expect us to rear another child? I decided to kick you all out!
They can't return until they get rid of the baby.
Do not return till that thing is gone! You are
Do it!
punished!
Jane, who believes in fantasy stories, insists on finding the perfect home for the baby at the other end of the rainbow. The Willoughbys, who have never stepped outside their house before, find this adventure daunting. They struggle to cross roads and unintentionally cause multiple accidents. Eventually, they reach what they think is the end of the rainbow, only to discover it's just colorful smoke from a candy factory. Too naive to understand reality, Jane wants to name the baby, and Tim sarcastically suggests Ruth because they must ruthlessly abandon her. As they walk back home, Jane imagines the wonderful life Ruth will have at the candy factory. She even wishes they were orphans, believing they would have a better life without their parents. When she shares this thought with Tim, he loves the idea. Of course, they can't kill their parents, but they can send them into life-threatening situations. To execute their plan, the Willoughbys choose the most dangerous places in the world: boiling volcanoes, acidic rivers, unclimbable mountains. And Tim crafts an adventure map combining all these locations. He creates a fake travel brochure and sends it to their parents. Their adventure-deprived parents, eager for a break from their children, take the bait.
What, Father?
No children allowed!
I would love that.
However, before leaving, they worry the kids will ruin the house, so they hire a nanny, the cheapest one available, with no qualifications or experience. Unaware of this, the Willoughbys celebrate their success. Their parents are gone, and they are now orphans with the freedom to do whatever they want. They run around the house, playing with everything their parents had forbidden. For the first time in their lives, They even get to sleep on proper beds. But their fun is short-lived. They're hungry. As the eldest, Tim takes responsibility for the household and promises his siblings a proper meal. He sets up the dining table, only to realize there is no food left in the house. Desperate, he serves them an old, spoiled lobster. Jane and the Barnaby twins refuse to eat and decide to search for food themselves. Tim warns them about the dangers outside and tries to stop them. Before they can decide what to do next, their new nanny Linda arrives. Linda is friendly and quickly bonds with Jane, but Tim remains wary. His traumatic childhood has left him deeply insecure. Linda sings with Jane, does her hair, and, most importantly, prepares fresh meals for the children. Everyone seems to like her, except Tim. Linda assumes that Tim must be missing his loving parents and treats him with extra care. She repeatedly offers him food, but he refuses, ultimately pushing the plate away, causing the food to hit Linda's face. Instead of throwing him into the coal bin like his parents would have, Linda simply puts him in a timeout. Curious, Linda checks out the coal bin for herself. She is horrified to see such a cruel place and realizes just how neglectful the Willoughbys' parents were. Seeing Linda's kindness, Jane confesses what they did to Ruth. Alarmed, Linda rushes to the candy factory. The owner, Commander Melanoff, orders them to leave immediately, but Linda refuses to go until she finds the baby. Meanwhile, Ruth has been roaming the factory, eating an unhealthy amount of candy. In a panic, Melanoff tries to shut down the machines to prevent an accident. Despite his efforts, Ruth falls toward the grinding machine, just as Linda swoops in and saves her. Linda feeds Ruth porridge and listens to Melanoff's story. He had assumed Angels had left the baby at his doorstep. At first, Ruth was difficult to handle, and he almost called the orphanage to take her. However, before he could go through with it, he realized he had grown attached to her. Now, he wants to dedicate his life to raising Ruth. Reassured that Ruth has found a loving home, Linda and the Willoughbys prepare to leave. On the way, Tim shares his candy with Linda and expresses his gratitude. As they get back home, Linda receives a message from the Willoughbys' parents. They have survived half of their adventures but have run out of money. To fund their trip, they have decided to sell their house and have ordered Linda to get rid of the children. Tim steals Linda's phone and shows the message to his siblings.
We're selling the house. Dispose of the children as you wish.
Do it, Father.
No.
They assume that Linda is working with their parents and that they must protect themselves. In the evening, a company agent puts a for sale sign on the house, and the Willoughbys can't sleep after that. They must prepare to scare away potential buyers. But before that, Tim has something else to do. He calls the orphanage services and files a complaint about Linda.
Orphan services. Hello. I'm an orphan in need of service. I'd like to report a bad nanny.
The next morning, various buyers arrive to see the house, but the Willoughbys have surprises for them. Electric wires on the doorknob, random fists punching through walls, sucking holes in the ground. These traps, set by the Willoughbys, send the buyers straight into the coal bin. They all leave in anger, except for one family, the perfect family. They love each other so much that nothing seems to faze them. None of the traps scare them away. Just as the Willoughbys are about to give up, they notice the buyers running away from the library. Tim and his siblings rush in to investigate. The library looks like a haunted room. Then, a terrifying monster jumps out of nowhere, sending the Willoughbys trembling in fear. Thankfully, it's not a monster. It's Linda! She wanted to help the kids all along. The Willoughbys, realizing their mistake, apologize and embrace her. What a heartwarming moment. But it doesn't last long. The orphanage services have received Tim's report. Linda tries to escape with the kids, but the officers surround them. They recognize Linda. She was once in the orphanage but ran away. She had only wanted to help other orphans. But now the Willoughbys, whom she loved so much, have betrayed her.
Oh, Linda. I'd like to report a bad nanny. We do not want her.
Heartbroken, Linda runs away in tears. The children are taken to the orphanage. They are adopted by different families. The Barnaby twins are taken in by a modern family who keeps them busy on the internet, stifling their creativity. Jane is placed with a family that finds peace in music, but Jane has lost her will to sing. And Tim, he is adopted by several families, but he keeps running away. One day, Tim sneaks a glance at his old house, only to find it has been demolished. The orphanage services lock him away, where he spends his days regretting his decisions. Meanwhile, Linda, drowning in sorrow, decides to leave the city, but before she does, she finds a cat along with Tim's hat. Overcome with emotion, she rushes to the orphanage to rescue him. They reconcile and sneak out, but the service officers are in pursuit. They won't stop until the Willoughbys' parents return. With a heavy heart, Tim suggests bringing back their cold-hearted parents. With Melanoff's help, they build an airship using Barnaby's design. Before taking off, Linda decides to cook some oats. Melanoff and Ruth help her. They look like a perfect family. The Willoughbys don't want to ruin their happiness, so they decide to leave on their own. Meanwhile, their parents have climbed the Alps, only to be frozen solid by the bone-chilling wind. The Willoughbys can't see them, but they spot their mother's knitting yarn rolling down the mountain. Following the yarn, they find their parents, completely frozen. The innocent siblings use heaters and lights to warm up the frozen couple, successfully reviving them. They confess everything and beg their parents to come back with them.
Look, we are not a perfect family. We're not even a good family. You don't have to love us. But will thou be our parents again?
These words, coming from such innocent children, could soften even the hardest of hearts, but not theirs. The selfish couple pushes their children away and steals the airship. They fly off, leaving their kids to die. The harsh winds freeze everything around them. Before the end, Jane wants to sing one last song to let her siblings know how much she loves them. The Willoughbys hug each other tightly and freeze together. Does the story end in tragedy? No! The Willoughbys still have some luck left. Linda and Melanoff come to their rescue. They want to make the Willoughbys part of their family. The children couldn't ask for more. They finally have the warm, loving home they always longed for. Meanwhile, their biological parents crash into the ocean, where they are promptly eaten by sharks. Linda applies for adoption and officially becomes the Willoughbys' legal parent. Because family isn't just about blood, it's about love and care. It's about the bonds we create with those we hold dear, even if they were once strangers. If you like this video and want more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in more videos to come.